Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive deep into the concept of salvation. We're basing this explainer on a really insightful text by Akande Happy, and we're going to break down what it actually means to be saved. The key idea here is that it's not just a single moment in time, but a complete journey in three distinct parts. So, let's see what that journey looks like.
Our starting point has to be this foundational verse from Matthew. The name Jesus is literally tied to the mission. For he shall save his people from their sins. This really sets the stage for everything we're going to talk about. At its absolute core, salvation is about being saved from sin.
And that begs the big question, right? When we use this word salvation, what are we actually being saved from? Well, using our source text as a guide, we're going to find out.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start with a basic definition, and then we'll explore these three massive freedoms. Freedom from sin's penalty, then its power, and finally, its presence. It's a complete journey of faith, from beginning to end.
So, what is salvation? Well, according to the source material we're looking at, it isn't just a one-and-done event. Nope. It's framed as this complete reality that actually spans our past, our present, and even our future. Let's unpack what that means.
And here's where it gets really clear. You can think of it as the three P's. First, you're saved from the penalty of sin. That's a past event. Second, you're being saved from the power of sin. That's happening right now, in the present. And third, there's the promise of being saved from the very presence of sin. That's the future hope.
All right, let's tackle that first P, being freed from sin's penalty. The source text calls this justification, and it describes it as a past act, something that happens in a flash, right at the moment a person believes.
But hold on, why do we need to be delivered in the first place? Well, the source text lays out this foundational problem. All have sinned. It's presented as a universal state that applies to everyone, which means everyone is also subject to the consequences.
And this verse, wow, it really lays out the stakes so clearly. The wages of sin is death. That's the consequence, the penalty you've earned. But right after, it gives you the complete opposite, the solution. The gift of God is eternal life. A wage that's earned versus a gift that's freely given. That's a powerful contrast.
Now, to really understand this penalty, the source points to a very specific term, the second death. And this isn't talking about physical death. It's defined as an eternal separation from God, a punishment that the book of Revelation describes as the lake of fire.
So how do you avoid that penalty? This verse from John is absolutely crucial. It says that anyone who hears and believes, well, they have everlasting life. They have, present tense, passed from death unto life. It's a complete and total change of status, and it happens through faith.
And this whole idea of passing from death to life isn't just about escaping a bad thing, it's about gaining this incredible security. The source actually lists a whole bunch of promises for believers, that they'll never perish, never be forsaken, and that the second death has absolutely no power or dominion over them. Okay, so that covers the past, being saved from sin's penalty. But the journey doesn't stop there. It continues right into our daily lives. Now we're moving on to part 2, being freed from sin's power. This is a present reality, an ongoing process called sanctification.
So we're moving beyond the penalty of sin, and we're talking about its power. The source text really emphasizes that salvation also means being set free from the enslavement, from the control of sin in your day-to-day life. It's about breaking the chains.
I mean, this verse from Romans just says it so directly. For sin shall not have dominion over you. The core idea here is a fundamental shift in authority. Sin is no longer the master. Its reign, its control over you has been broken.
And check this out. This verse paints a picture of a literal rescue operation. Believers are delivered from the power of darkness and translated, or basically moved, into a brand new kingdom. It's like a complete change of your spiritual citizenship.
We've covered the penalty in the past and the power in the present, and that brings us to the final stage of this incredible journey, being freed from sin's very presence. This is the future hope, a state known as glorification.
This is it, the ultimate completion of this salvation journey. The source explains this future state as a reality where not only are the consequences and control of sin gone, but sin itself, along with all temptation and its source, is just permanently and completely removed. Gone for good. This quote from Revelation gives us such a vivid picture of that future purity. And there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth. Just think about that. Nothing impure, nothing abominable, no lies. It's describing a state of absolute perfect holiness. And this transformation isn't just about the environment around you, it's deeply personal. This promise in Philippians talks about a radical change to our very bodies, which will be fashioned like unto his glorious body. It's a complete and total renewal, inside and out.
So, we've walked through the past, the present, and the future of salvation. Now let's pull it all together and look at the complete picture of this journey through faith.
This slide just sums it up perfectly. In the past, through justification, a believer is freed from the penalty of sin. In the present, through sanctification, they are being freed from the power of sin. And in the future, through glorification, they will be freed from the very presence of sin. It's a complete package.
So if there's one thing you take away from all this, let it be this. Salvation isn't just a single moment. According to the source, it's this amazing, complete, three-part work of deliverance that covers your entire existence, your past, your present, and your future.
And that brings us to our final slide, which doesn't end with a statement, but with a profound and very direct question from the Scriptures. It's a question Jesus himself asked, "And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this?" That's a powerful thought to reflect on as we close out today's explainer.